Development bonds.
Yeah, so now thing is this, now let us start afresh. Somebody brings in currency, US dollars, let's say without the convertibility issue with the currencies. So you have $100,000 with you that you can invest in dollar denominated bonds, correct? No, so you have 100,000, so you bring in $1 million, 100,000 you can invest in dollar denominated bonds, correct? PDMO. That is correct, no? Right. Now, can I go walk into a commercial bank and buy from commercial bank a dollar denominated bond that commercial bank is holding? No, it doesn't say here. It has otherwise. I mean, otherwise I'll go to court because this says I can invest 10% of my proceeds in dollar denominated bonds issued by the government of Sri Lanka. The government of Sri Lanka has issued.
Technically, yes.
But there is one control that we normally have, Honorable Chair. In the offer circular, we define the eligibility, like for the ISBs, QIBs, qualified institutional buyers, etc. So they are the ones. So the secondary market also can be specified in that.
I don't think you can do that.
No, normally you specify who are, like for instance now, even if we do issue under the New York law, they were under exceptions, like I can remember a guess and one for where we had certain exceptions for different markets.
I mean, you want to
Offer
create
circular
depth.
can specify the particular instrument.
Right. So, okay, let's say, but then what is your objective? Okay, so unless you have a secondary market where you can exit, why would somebody buy
Yeah,
to
that
hold?
is true. That is true.
Right? I mean, why would you buy it if you can't sell it? I mean, you have to be able to sell it, right? I mean, you need a cash requirement. And then if you are holding on to a bond that has value but you can't get rid
No, in
of
the
it,
local
why would you
market,
buy?
I said, but ISBs, it was freely tradable.
So let
Of
us
course,
say-
they would say.
So let us say I'm an exporter. I hold this bond for $100,000. Okay. Honorable Minister is also an exporter. He now has $100,000.
10% of mine.
10% of his. I need the cash. He wants to invest. Can I
buy?
sell it to him?
Oh, is it the primary auction? We have to.
It all becomes the purpose of
You don't know what I'm saying.
No,
is,
what I'm saying, yeah, I do understand your question. Yes.
Is there the secondary market for this domestic dollar bonds?
SLDBs there was, but
SLDBs have.
that also was limited due to because the same instrument had different pricing based on the premium that they paid and the coupon they ended up with based on the 6 months LIBOR.
So this
that
is
we
security
issued.
like a FD.
That's why it didn't have a proper pricing and lacked the security.
So can the domestic dollar bonds say
That I'm not.
Hey, but then you are restricting, aren't you, Assistant Governor, the incentive to actually people to invest in the
It's
primary
like
market?
You ask fixed deposits.
Yeah.
We are giving fixed deposits.
Yeah, we are giving fixed deposit. Who wants to hold fixed deposits in
Why do you
today's
call
case?
it a bond?
I mean, if it is
So, but
not
this has a better
tradable,
return, right, compared to a.
Yes, it's tradable.
huh?
It's tradable.
So
What is
then
tradable?
There should be someone who can buy.
So they're tradable to who? Can I sell it to my colleague here,
Another local.
Another exporter.
another exporter?
Only eligible parties, the current one, only for the domestic commercial banks. So that's the last December one.
Yeah,
But
the
when
new
we
one.
open it up to other eligible investors, yes, among those investors,
So that was the
it's
question.
tradable.
So that is the question.
That was the
So
question.
that means I can sell it to him.
Yeah.
So your objective is not met. Because you first said your objective is to raise fresh dollars. But if I am selling it in the secondary market, first the Assistant Governor said you will restrict
No,
it in
that
the
with the
secondary
new
market.
issuance, no, that is the.
We are not talking about a new
issue.
issue, Assistant Governor. We are talking about an issue already has happened.
Yeah, that's
that
right.
I
So
own
the
it.
government has already got the money, right, in dollars.
Yeah. No, there is another $100,000 that the government can get, right? If there was a
Yeah, but
fresh
if the-
issue.
Yeah, if the auction is closed, there are no
Yeah,
more.
if there are
under
new
issuance,
issues, no
then
assets.
they
First,
can do
the government
whatever
has
with
got the
them.
money.
They opens up. normally the primary market will have a better yield compared to the secondary, so they will capitalize on that.
Government has taken the money there.
But it has to be as cautiously handled as ISB because you will be carrying your debt in dollars. And if you have a run or a depreciation, then you get caught as much as liable in a ISB situation. So it has to be very cautiously handled.
Yeah,
If your exposure, international exposure gets enhanced, right?
Harsh, my concern is only on the 10%. Other than that, it's so possible, right? Now, with
Hey.
justice.
It is possible.
These are good.
So there is no limitation in the trading between in the primary market or secondary market.
No.
If I buy it, I can sell it to another exporter.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. One.
But in the case of, let's say, local investors buy it by paying dollars, which they have to anyways convert it to rupee forcibly to ensure that the banking system has liquidity, dollar liquidity. So they get a chance to keep money in dollars. And let's say if we do run into difficulties, they are given the option to settle in rupees. The foreign investors will not opt for that option, but the exporters will. So that chance is there.
Yeah, but then that is sorry. No, but then I mean, shouldn't it be? I mean, yes, in a roundabout way, but I mean, there has to be better clarity, I think.
One more thing, now people who has foreign currency accounts, like, you can hold foreign currency now, can they invest?
In fact, as Assistant Governor explained that, if you make them eligible in the offer document, certainly, because we have allowed, we have also changed our direction on the PFC and allowing to debit the account to invest in the maybe domestic development per se, and then the banks can do it because we have allowed it in terms of the direction issue.
No, what I'm trying to say is,
We want all exporters to bring proceeds, one. We want our people who are working there and Sri Lankans to also send money. Wouldn't be an incentive for them to invest in this bond?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We not for this, not this issuance, because they were not made eligible
Yeah, right now.
to
Why?
invest in the.
Why?
Maybe next time, no?
Yeah, maybe in
So at the moment, who are the eligible list?
only commercial.
Bonds or something like that, the Honorable Minister.
No, what I'm trying to ask is the next issue that we are going to do.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Why wouldn't we allow Sri Lanka, other than exporters, to invest in? Why it's only for exporters? Isn't your
In last December, so only Nostro account, only the domestic banks had Nostro accounts. So at that time we could issue DDB only for them because due to that SLDB wordings are there. Then later central bank revised 4 directions. So for the several types of accounts, and this is the last one for the exporters. So then we have a larger segment of investors.
So basically, when you issue the next one,
Yeah.
the people who hold foreign currency, the banks, and the exporters all can
All-
invest.
yes,
Ah,
sir.
right.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is not restricted to exporters.
No,
right?
no. Affordable.
So we
Or
have
not according
we
to
have
that, we
amended
can-
our direction
We can have the
to allow
control in
them
the
to
offer
invest.
document for the particular instrument.
Eligibility.
instrument.
Then
Yeah,
so long as they make them
With three
eligible.
mics are on at the same time. Three mics are on at the same time. Yeah, AG, you were saying.
So we can have that flexibility,
You switch it
having
off.
the
Okay.
conditions by, the light is on, by having the flexibility of defining the eligibility on the offer document of the particular instrument.
Okay.
So that will be applicable for the entire life cycle of that instrument until maturity.
Right.
so when they come up with the instrument,
You could allow all 4 categories of 3 categories.
Possible.
But we haven't decided yet.
That will be based on the circumstances.
Yeah, that's why, sir, we wanted to expand the eligible investors.
Right. So this one is making exporters eligible.
Eligible,
That's it.
that's right. Yes.
Now, just one moment, please. I was asking this question on this along the same lines. say somebody is ineligible at the primary issuance
Yeah,
because
they're adding another category to this.
that group is not eligible, right? But subsequently now, let's say now certain things are issued previous to this gazette. So certain people were not eligible. Now they become eligible. But in the offer document, that eligibility is restricted at the primary auction. Right? But now these people are also eligible, even though it is ineligible in the document. So which takes precedence?
Issued in December, only eligible for the domestic commercial bank. For
Down the line, if it is.
Down the line. This is down the line.
Yes. So only among the domestic commercial banks, they can
Correct.
transact.
So that is right. So let us assume a SLDB issued last year.
Right.
Okay, only domestic, and it is going for another 5 years, let's say.
Yeah.
And now exporters are eligible. Can I invest in a bond that was issued last year?
No, they cannot.
You can't.
They cannot. Yes. Yeah. It's in the offer document. Yeah.
So even though I am eligible, I can't because
Yes.
not in the secondary market.
Yeah.
Okay, right. All right. Now,
Back on the export proceeds the other way, can it cross currency?
Can, no? No restriction.
It's only in dollars.
No.
They can.
You bring your export proceeds come in Indian rupees and euro.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can it be converted to dollars?
So that,
So there's fully convertibility from export to export.
A kind of a form of a dealing in foreign exchange. So I think I don't.
No, you can't be saying, I don't know. You have to give a very specific, because next one is yuan exports. Can it be converted to dollars? Can.
Okay.
Then he is restricted only in dollars, right? But it has the ability to go out the accepted currencies. We have 11 accepted currencies. Hard currencies can be yen, it can be yuan, it can be INR if required. If the central bank so decides that they go ahead, then it can be.
Assistant Governor, we wrote to you on the 27th of February to the Governor Central Bank letter because the committee was of the opinion that you should provide us with information on a bunch of questions that we had. This was nothing very complicated. It is about synchronization of gazettes. You all start from June, the gazette goes on till end of May, where the year starts 1st of April, goes till the 31st of March. And we were wondering whether it would not be better that these are synchronized, for instance, the first one. And also, we wanted the historical analysis of the evolution of the exchange, foreign exchange regulations, because there are so many questions on, somebody did this, somebody did that, what happened, so what was the ultimate end result? Then in that paper, we had identified 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items. Unfortunately, we never received a response from you. Just one moment. Then we sent you a reminder on the 11th of March, and we referred to the letter of the 27th of February. That's 2 weeks after. Unfortunately, we didn't even receive a response to that letter. So today we asked you again. And today you sent us, or your office sent us an email saying, look, we are working on it. Assistant Governor, that is not acceptable. This Parliament asks you to submit something. I understand if you are not able to given the time period, but at least please have the courtesy to respond to these letters.
And our question was based on your interview, because we found there are many stories that are being laid around that 20 billion of the exports out of the country. Then you use the 2017 Amendment Act that was brought in. So we wanted very specific how much is kept outside.
Honorable Member, Honorable Chairman, of course we have prepared that report.
No, Director, there is certain way we do business, no? The parliament writes you a letter. The least you can do is to send us a letter saying we have received your letter, we are working on it. Then 2 weeks later we send you a second letter reminding you about what happened to the first letter. Again, you don't have the courtesy to respond to that letter. That's not acceptable. There are certain standards that we expect from you.
Of course, in fact, Honorable Chairman, in fact, initially, we, as you said, we were asked to submit this report before 27th March. And that we started to work it out, and we had to collect.
So you wanted 1 month, we gave you 1 month.
Yeah, that's what you gave 1 month.
Yeah.
And in fact, we had already, by the time before 27th, of course, we had done the report, but now it is going through the reporting line, and in the meantime, we had to.
So this is April.
What do you mean by reporting line?
And then we prepare. Yeah, yes, I agree, and at the same time we had to change some annexes, details, some change thing. So therefore, I was planning to send it on the 27th, but for some reasons I couldn't send it. But now we have finished it and we have completed it, and I think we can even send it by Monday.
Yeah, that's fine, but all what we are saying is please.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
really sorry about this.
That's okay, but in the
on
future
lapse of
do
my part.
respond. Huh?
This seems to be a growing business. All questions. There is no nonsense at all. We are parliament asking a question. Central bank is not in another world.
Right. I think that it is clear, right? So so this is approved. Any other questions from the committee? No.
What is the public rate? What is the domestic average interest rate at the borrowing rate at the moment?
Carrying cost as of the first of this year for T-bills it's 8.14, T-bonds 12.92, external 3.28, overall 8.73. So it's a decrease.
External how much?
3.28.
3.28.
Yes.
So our foreign borrowings to domestic is about 62% to 38,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the total debt
Is
exposure now is 32 trillion,
2 trillion. Yes.
32.2 trillion.
Yeah. In rupees.
So just to refresh, so how many ISBs now do we have after the restructure? How many ISBs?
So it's 4 types of ISBs.
Four?
4 types.
No, I mean how many? What's the total?
Total, so it's
The MLBs?
10.5, sir.
Huh?
10.5
$10.5 billion.
billion. Yes.
So how much was the actual reduction? How much did we have before?
It's earlier it's 12 and a half.
2.5. Now it is 10.5.
Yeah,
So we reduced 2 billion.
roughly. Yes.
18%
Yeah.
or 20%.
2 billion. 2 out of 12.
Yeah.
20%.
No?
12.2 and a half and interest, accumulated interest. Sir.
Sorry?
12 and a half plus accumulated interest at that time.
That's the maturity amount.
That's the
Yeah,
maturity
but
amount. Yeah.
no, without the accumulated interest, that was due anyway, no?
Yeah.
So we had 12.5, and then after the restructure, we have 10.5.
Yeah.
So we reduced 2 billion,
Roughly. Yes.
roughly.
Subsequent coupon payments
Yeah.
will also get affected by the outstanding.
Yeah, so now the dual test happens when? End of this year?
2008.
Two-
2028.
2028, 1 January.
Yeah. 2028.
March.
Yeah.
March.
Not
March.
Yes. Yeah.
So that is the dual test is on the LKR, nominal growth plus the, what was the real 11.5 real GDP
Real
growth?
GDP. It's a nominal growth.
Sorry, 12.5 cumulative nominal GDP growth.
That's about the nominal growth. I don't have number here, sir.
No, that's
It's a-
okay.
yeah.
What was the other one? It was a 2 test, no?
The second one is on the governance.
Not the governance. That is on the governance linked bond, no?
Yeah.
there's a dual test, no, that was introduced.
It's nominal growth, basically. Nominal growth.
Okay, we'll look at it later.
One question now, at the moment we are getting debt from IMF and World Bank, right?
Yes.
What is the average rate we are getting these loans?
World Bank around 2%. IMS bit higher than that.
What is the bill?
Basically around like 5 to 6%.
That's what I'm saying, 5 to 6%. Huh?
Yeah.
IMF is five, that's the RR, that was given for the rapid, rapid financing.
All.
Yeah,
Otherwise it's 3 point.
Is
for
that?
all, yeah, basically. Yeah.
Huh?
For all. Yeah.
For all, that's what I'm saying.
මොකද්ද මට ඇහුන්නේ?
Now we are getting two types of debt, no? We are not issuing ISBs, we are getting from World Bank and we are getting from IMF. So the World Bank and the ADB rates are at 2%, is it?
2%.
2%. And the IMF rates are at 5 to 6%.
That is because we have exceeded the limits, no?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The RRI is 5 to 8, but the other one is, what is lent is 3.8.
One clarification, I think last time you, the debt office was here that it was mentioned that we wouldn't necessarily need to issue ISB in 2027. Is that still holds true?
Yes, as for our medium-term debt management strategy, we are planning to issue the first ISB in 2029.
9.
Yes.
Not
now,
earlier.
now we are developing the capacity in the PDMO and doing necessary arrangements for that.
But not as soon as 2027,
No, not
right?
2027.
That's it.
Um,
Something, Harsha, that there's running on news to say that Sri Lanka needs to issue ISB by 2027, which is not the
Some are flying in, necessity.
I know.
No, it is in the gap to be filled in 27. There is a $1.5 billion ISB that needs to be issued.
That was planned in the original.
That was planned in the original. So we don't know what is happening. The world is very unpredictable right now. You know, even your reserves, you have a lot of swaps in that reserve. You have 7.3 billion in reserves, right? What is your forex reserve? 7.3. And how much of that is actual long term versus short term?
Yeah, no, that's another question.
We have asked that question. You haven't given it to us.
Hey, you all have 1.9 billion domestic soaps with the renewing less than 7. So you all are playing with fire.
You know, that is the IMF document says, or this thing is not nominal GDP growth. Real GDP growth cumulative for 3 years is 11.5%. Not nominal, real. Where is it? Real growth cumulative real GDP growth threshold of 11.5 over 24-27. Already we are at 10.25. So we are going to cross that threshold, which means the cut will be less. So we'll have to pay more, but we'll get into that at some other point. Since the DST, this is done, this is approved, and since the tax advice and DST are both here, on Tuesday, we sort of postponed approving the tax exemption because we had a specific question, and that was, why are you giving 5-year exemption for agriculture and services, 6 years exemption for agriculture and services, and only 5 years for manufacturing? So we told you all to come back with that. We haven't received a response. You are supposed to take it on Tuesday, or take it up on Tuesday. We are not meeting before that.
We can take on 7th. No, that's what we want to do. No? Earliest possible we have to take.
So we are bringing it. What is it? When is it scheduled for debate?
It's not debating. I mean, it's maybe 7th.
Yeah, if it is 7th is next Tuesday, right?
Yes.
So we are not meeting before next Tuesday. We haven't approved it.
No. That particular item?
That is.
Maybe
the
we have to
gazette.
then push, change the parliament proceedings and bring it on 7th, and so
Yeah,
we could
7th.
approve it and then take it on the 8th.
That is what we told the government chief, what of this? Government, leader of the house. Because, I mean, we haven't approved it.
So we will have this consultation on 7th and then 8th.
We can do it on the 7th, and then you can take it on the 8th.
Okay.
Because there is an emergency on the Thursday and the no confidence motion on the Friday, so we can't change it. They were very rigid on that. So you better get an answer coming in.
But we are not meeting again.
Can we get a written submission? If you
I mean,
guys-
we
You know
could-
the questions of two things that we wanted.
So,
One
I mean,
is-
do you know the answer to that? Can you do it here now? Perhaps we can sort of amend our own rules and do it?
You're the one who is doing it.
Yeah, right now I don't have the document with me, sir, but when we actually this, to have this rule-based criteria was a requirement under this governance report as well as the
Tanaja, we
IMF.
all know
So
that.
then
That's,
we
that's all very
started
clear.
in December to formulate this guidelines, the matrix. So the number of documents, shared between the BOI and this fiscal policy, finance ministry and the IMF also, with their consent, we have prepared that document, and in that we had few categories of investments: manufacturing, infrastructure, and the other IT and other. And basically, this service sector, the value addition of the service sector is much higher than the manufacturing sector. And when giving the concessions, it's the service sector at the topmost. And I don't remember exactly
No,
what.
it was 5, 6 and 6, Tanuja.
Yeah,
5 for manufacturing,
Manufacturing.
6 for services and 6 for agriculture.
Agriculture.
So the question was, why is it not all 6 for everybody?
Why there was a reduction in manufacturing? Second was in manufacturing, there was a condition of 250 people.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because when the technology is improving, that is not
The
sometimes
idea
factor.
was they are supposed to be two criteria. One is investment, one is
Employment.
employment. And the manufacturing sector is the sector which can have more employment
True.
generation. And when it comes to the IT and other sectors, the investment also lower and the employment is higher. So the based on these criteria, I think since I don't have the document with me, I
But
can't.
also,
Rationale.
Tanuja, there was another issue.
Yeah.
How do you define a strategic investment?
Yeah.
Why is it strategic? Why is it not strategic? What are the, I mean,
The
you and I
Gazette
both
supposed
know-
to give the investment criteria, but the definitions, all the what is strategic and all those things embedded in the laws. It's in the Strategic Development Project Act. This is just a Gazette notification which
But is it clear there?
basically it clarifies the incentives, what the period
Now,
of tax
how do you
holiday
define
and
strategic was not, I don't think is clearly defined in the act either.
act.
I
Yes.
remember when originally Mr. Basil Rajapaksa brought it, he talked about the skyline.
Yeah. There is no specific
That's what I'm
definition,
saying.
but they have identified certain criteria. If a particular project falls within that
True,
those
Thanuja,
criteria,
what
yes.
our question was, what do you mean by strategic for Sri Lanka? Are we going to semiconductor industry? Are we going for some high-tech manufacturing? Are we going for value-added agriculture? That was not defined. So when you say agriculture, cultivating banana and pineapple also will get.
Yeah, I think
the
the
same-
idea, this draft at the drafting stage, I think this was discussed with the BOI as well, and they want. I mean, if it is more specific, then they
Well, that's
the
not what
BOI
we-
wanted to have it
That's
in
not
the
what we
broad
heard,
sense.
Anuja. That's not what we heard from the BOI, both inside this chamber and outside, that they were not really consulted.
To my knowledge, we had number of discussions, but
So, but then, I mean, what do we do as a committee? Because we haven't
we can
approved
send a
it.
report by Monday. Is it okay if we send a report
Yeah,
on this
I
thing?
think that's I think.
By circulation, we'll do
if
it.
we can principally agree, I mean, the structure is agreed and we have moved to a rule-based thing, we can agree on that.
Yeah. Okay.
But the detail of how Sri Lanka will go forward is not clear, Tanuja. Because that is what we would love to hear from example. What do we mean by strategic at least? And when we select, do those feasibilities to say yes or no, what are the things Sri Lanka is looking at? You don't have to make it an act or a law, but to have that understanding when somebody comes with a similar amount of investment, because we have limited plots of land.
So what you're saying is the definition of strategic development.
Yeah, strategic, and also to rethink about I mean, I was actually suggesting whether we could go for 100 to 250 as a range for manufacturing.
Right now
Because
within
manufacturing going forward is mostly robotics, right? So you can't employ 250 people for so then we will not even get manufacturing going forward. So we have to at least have explanation note that this is how we are looking at it. Maybe somebody have thought about
How
it.
we decide the employment
Exactly.
requirement at least.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't think so, because we have the act enable us to issue the gazette notification only in respect of this tax incentives, but other things defining things.
No, true. Tax intensive, we have brought in two criteria. One is investment, very clear. Other one is headcount. And then within that three categories, we see a priority towards a particular incentive to a particular sector, which is beyond another sector. So we just want the rationale. And by then we can let it
So why
proceed.
don't we do it like this committee? If you are in agreement, we'll ask them to inform us by Monday, and by circulation we'll approve it. And if that happens, I can still present it on Tuesday morning, and the debate can go on.
Fine, so we'll do that.
Sorry, when I was not there that day when it was taken, the capital expenditure is on brand new equipment, or are you allowing used stuff to come?
You mean
Now, yeah, when you say capital investment, well, there are two criteria. So one is the headcount, one is the capital structure. The capital structure, is it brand new equipment or is it?
that is the investment
Money,
amount they
yeah,
bring into
yeah,
the country.
yeah, that's
They can utilize that to purchase
No,
the
but
capitals, but whether
Can it be for used stuff or brand new? Because now we were very specific previously. Otherwise, they were cannibalizing something that was closing down and bringing it here and inflating. They have their then value that is put up, and suddenly it becomes strategic development, which is written off in another country. Now, this was what I read. After that was they are not specific.
used. I think there are certain other restrictions on importing used
No,
goods, but
no.
I have to check it
Yeah,
and
so
let you
if
know.
your
Sir.
value doesn't specify used or unused, then you are opening a carte blanche for a doubt to create.
I will clarify that as well, sir.
This, right? And I think it's important. What the minister is saying is very important, because this is the amended act, right?
Yes.
Which now this is the current one. Strategic Development Project entity, that's how it is defined, means an enterprise with which the Board of Investment of Sri Lanka has entered into an agreement under the BOI Act under this as a strategic development project under Section 3 of this Act. Go to Section 3 of this Act. It's interesting because Section 3 of this Act says the following. BOI of Sri Lanka shall, subject to criteria as may be prescribed, identify any proposed project as a strategic development project. Upon being identified the proposed project as a strategic development project, the BOI shall refer such project proposal to the Ministry of Finance for ex-ante cost-benefit analysis. So this is what they were saying, ex-ante cost-benefit analysis. Ministry of Finance shall then do blah, blah, blah. But the point is, what the Honorable Minister was asking, and all of us are also eager to understand, is, this doesn't define any criteria, right? Which way are we going to go? Can anything be defined as a strategic development project?
Because this is the only document that we can carry out and fetch investments, right? We can't have the discretionary of BOI and Ministry of Finance deciding based on a feasibility what is good or bad. If we want clarity, we are going to give clarity in a rule-based tax structure, absolute clarity now, very good. And now we have to give the investors in the world saying Sri Lanka is open for value-added agriculture. Sri Lanka is open for semiconductors. Sri Lanka is open for, boat building. So we have to kind of bring that essence of strategic investments, or the direction at least, as you said. One more thing that day we discussed was that on the service sector, now there are two options. One is the port city, other one is a BOI. So if you leave a discrete difference between the either, so there is no point either port city promoting that, or either no point BOI promoting that, because it becomes obvious for a particular investment. Now looks like BOI was more favorable in that day, because for port city you have to bring $100,000, 100 million, and for BOI it was 50. So nobody is going to go to port city. So there was a discrepancy in that also. So these are the few things I think.
Yeah, so because there are, the investment structure, incentive structure is a little complicated. It's,
Because you have two vehicles now.
yeah. So I think if there is clarity, then it becomes easy. So that's the point, I think. So, but there is, ideologically, IMF has no distinction, right? But here, no, that's what I'm saying. Ideological, that's what I'm saying. Because you are all working with the IMF. Ideologically, IMF has no distinction. But here there is a distinction. But this distinction goes against, from what I understand, is the policy of the government even to create a production economy. But it goes against that.
So Sanjay, the other one also where the brand new equipment or not, because that has
We'll clarify that,
completely
sir.
been taken off.
Yes, I'm fine with that. Right. Thank you very much. Meeting is adjourned.